Yo, what's up everyone? So today, although it is Saturday, we still have more badges and updates announced today. So there are three notices in total. Two of them are events, and the third one is the notice. So I'll quickly go through the events, as they're really not that I don't know, not that great, not that big, something like that. So yeah, first of all, of course, there's a quiz. So as with any update so far, we get a little 5-day quiz where you can get a few rewards here. And once you complete all five of the quiz answers correctly, you get 3 mystical scrolls as an extra bonus. So we only have one question for the quiz yet. The answer is sealed, by the way. We will be getting those until the 20th, and you can submit your answer until the first day of Christmas, or rather on that day until midnight. So make sure to not miss that. At least when the 20th day comes, you will be able to answer all 5 questions and get those rewards for free. So as for the second event, it's another hot time event. The bonuses are exactly the same and will last starting today. So the bonuses, as this video is going live, are already in game and will last until the 20th, the midnight of the 20th day. So for around 4 days in total, it seems. So the bonuses, if you are unsure what they were, is Monster Hunting XP and Dungeon Clears XP for both your monsters and your summoner by 30%, and increased gold acquisition from all sources. So this does mean you will get increased one from the Sunken Rupture, I believe, where you get like 70,000. So now you may be getting like up to 90,000. I believe it includes support battles as well, so you can get a decent increase there. And with the recent buff to gold from all dungeons, this will actually stack up way more now. As I know, like for example, level 15 Path of Growth, those middle dungeons where you get runes, those usually give like 10,000 gold per run. So a 30% increase, that's we're potentially looking at another 3,000 gold per run. So definitely now is the good time to take effect of those bonuses and actually go for the little increased gold coupled together with the event for candy. If you are unable to get all of the candy with your daily dungeon entries. And yeah, as for the events, that's about it. And now we'll be jumping to the new content. So we are getting both a new dungeon and a new unit, so oracles, as predicted by the video I made like a month ago. Although it's not much of a prediction since all of the units seems like are already in the Korean server. So the update will be dropping on the 21st, so that is Wednesday, and it's in around 4 days from now. So first of all, it is the seal, Rune Temple. It's a 6-player co-op battle, so an even bigger raid per se. And yeah, it's definitely exciting to see how this will play out, as I suspect the raid boss will be definitely very difficult since first of all of the AoE units that you use, so like Bastets, Shannons, Wusa, stuff like that, those buffs should be put put on a lot of people's units, and you should be able to make insane team comps for a lot of these stages, especially with very different buffs from a lot of people, because you're potentially looking at 6 summoners and 18 units in total. So I expect the boss to be very hard actually, and I'm not sure of the power requirement yet. If anyone in Korean server actually got to this content and plays it, you can drop it in the comments and I'll make sure to pin it for everyone to see. But yeah, the Seal Rune Temple is content where a team of 6 summoners challenges a deadly boss. The boss giant statue Noah is of Dark attribute and uses powerful energy explosion skill in the 3rd phase. So Dark phase, this means that light equipment, a light summoner, light units will have a power bonus. However, even entering with any other element will not give you a disadvantage, since uh, both dark and all the other three regular elements will be neutral to a dark enemy. So definitely don't stress building units with light elements. Defeating the guard soldiers nearby will increase a shield that can block the energy explosion. Seal Rune Temple is content where a team of 6 summoners challenges a deadly boss. Bladed Wings equipment, effect stone seal box, gem seal box, and equipment, outfit, crafting materials can be obtained upon clearing seal. Okay, so it looks like Bladed Wings equipment, that might be summoner items. We're yet to see how strong they are compared to the current raids. So, for example, Mythos or the Naraka Dragon Boss. I predict they might be stronger than the Naraka boss. However, that would mean that the dungeon will be even harder, which to find 6 players will be a little difficult in the current phase, as already finding 3 people for Naraka is pretty difficult in like those EU time zones. So yeah, we'll see how it works out. We'll see the power requirement there. But yeah, definitely excited. And the one thing I'm excited about is both the Effect Stone Seal Box and Gem Seal Box. These items are primarily rather acquired from crafting, but to get higher level items from crafting, you do need to level up your, I believe it was alchemy a lot. And alchemy is a pretty difficult skill to level compared to the rest of them. So uh, just having that option to buy these items in a shop without having the alchemy leveled up and gathering those materials using a lot of gold for both upgrading and crafting these items will definitely be a big bonus to a lot of players. And of course, equipment, outfit, crafting, materials. So these are most likely including spools, maybe some rare items from different dungeons you get, but we're yet to see those. Blade of Wind Security can be enhanced using the obtained equipment crafting materials. So yeah, obviously you will be getting the summoner equipment from I suppose, and the equipment can be enhanced through crafting, just like with any other current raid boss drops. So where you can increase like 2 or 3 stars of awakening, or even go from 5-star to 6-star weapons, stuff like that. And Soul Death, Bladed Wings, Giant Seal, and Noah's Distress outfits can be crafted depending on the outfit crafting materials obtained. So yeah, we're getting 4 new outfits. We're yet to see the exact bonus that they give. I will try to check in game and see if the bonuses are available to check on the Korean server in a second when I review the monsters. So yeah, I'll try to include it right after reading the event page here, so before reviewing the monsters. And yeah, jumping on to the monsters, so we're getting the oracles. Oracle is a powerful mage support monster. Oracle exists in 2 types. Mage type deal great damage to the enemy according to the attribute, using bombs, and support types that removes harmful effects from allies and beneficial effects from enemies. Monster types for each attribute and relevant keywords are as follows. I'm not gonna be reading this, as I will jump right into the game and see the exact skills with both cooldowns and chances there. So let us go in game and check both the outfits if we can find them and the skills. Okay, now jumping into the game. So I did manage to find one of the sets, so I think it should be, all 4 of them should be here. So Soul Dead set is a legendary one and gives support type monsters 34 extra attack. And here are the materials that you need. Now let's look for the Bladed Wings set, and it is here. So mage monsters give 452 extra HP, and here are the costs.
the Giant C set. Let's see if we can find C. Giant C. It's Giant Seal here, but I think that was just a typo. So yeah, the Giant Seal set gives Archer type monsters 444 HP, and here are the costs. And the Noah's Distress set, it is here, and it gives Warrior type monsters 31 attack. And here are the costs. So yeah, look like all new items from that. And now jumping into the Oracle skills, we'll have to see what they look like. So the Fire Oracles, first of all, Juno. So the first skill, regular attack, nothing special. Second skill, Passing Time. Level 7 has 24-second cooldown, 4 mana cost. Twist time to attack enemies within the area 3 times, and each hit has a certain chance to remove a beneficial effect. Applies irresistible burn to the target for every beneficial effect that is removed. Okay, so 75% chance to strip, and it can strip up to 3 buffs. Okay, not bad. I won't be reviewing this time the scenarios where they can be used, and I'll only be doing that if we get an event where you can summon one of the 3 oracles, as I'll tend to focus on the skills and their uses there. But until we get it, since it's an F5, the unit will be pretty rare, and I don't think it's worth going too deep into the usage now. But if we get the event, I'll definitely invest some time into thinking of where these units can be used specifically. And the third skill is 30-second cooldown, 5 mana cost, affects Jesus that word affects causality to recover the HP of nearby allies. Afterwards, remove all harmful effects on team members and additionally recovers the HP of nearby allies according to the number of effects removed. The recovery amount is based on max HP. Okay, so it is a 15% max HP heal, and you get an additional 19% HP heal for each effect removed. So without effects removed, this skill is really bad, even worse than Konamiya's third skill, and that skill costs 3 mana and heals for like 22%. But if you manage to remove one effect, the healing power goes sort of close to Lulu's third skill. If you manage to remove 2 or more, then the heal becomes really good. So it's sort of a scenario of only using this unit against units with a lot of debuffs or a lot of buffs. So yeah, mostly like a stripper slash healer thing, but only for teams where you get a lot of debuffs and buffs. And she also has a passive, so the team summoner gains 1 mana for every beneficial or harmful effect it removes. So whenever you use a second or a third skill, if you do manage to either cleanse or remove beneficial effects, you do get 1 mana back. For beneficial effect, of course, it's only 50%. So for the second skill, it's only 50% chance for each remove. But that's understandable since you are stripping AoE, so you have a lot of chances to get mana. Sometimes you might get more mana than the skill actually costs. And the harmful effect removed is guaranteed 1 mana increase. And for the ultimate, controls causality to recover the HP of nearby allies. Afterwards, removes all harmful effects on nearby allies and additionally recovers the HP of nearby allies according to the number. So yeah, identical skill, just a little higher multiplier, so 22.8%. I think that's exactly the same as Konamiya's third skill, but it also gets 28.5% max HP for each harmful effect. So if you do get like 2-3 harmful effects, you're looking at a potentially full heal. But how many times you will be managing to get that, especially since this is an ultimate and you will need to use it eventually, not to save up on it for a long time, as your summoner will be losing on a lot of power otherwise. I feel like it's very situational, so we'll see how that plays out. And now for the Water Oracle, first skill, nothing special. Second skill, passing time. Twist time to attack the enemies within the area 3 times, and each hit has a certain chance to apply, or rather to the move beneficial effect. I believe this is exactly the same as the fire one, except that instead of burn, it applies frostbite. So yeah, identical skill to that, except a different damage or time effect. Third skill, Daydream, beacons nearby allies to the world of dreams to recover their HP and remove a harmful effect. Apply sleep to enemies within the area with a certain chance and applies an irresistible sleep to itself. The recovery amount is based on its max HP. Okay, so at max level, she heals for 64.3% of her max HP, so a huge heal. It also cleanses one effect, so if you do have a undercover rule, for example, for Naraka or something like that, she could be used there. Also, it gives sleep for 14 seconds. However, the problem with sleep is that differently to a stun or freeze or stuff like that, uh, you can actually wake enemies from sleep, and that means that if you are using a lot of units that do AoE skills, that sleep becomes essentially worthless, since after sleeping all of the enemies, you will be waking them up a few seconds later, and this means that if you wish to use that sleep efficiently, you may need to focus on the rest of the team on single target damage only, and specifically targeting a single target. So yeah, in a lot of scenarios, especially PvE, this won't be useful. For PvP, you need very specific teams to build around her. I feel like the recently released Ravens could be decent options, since a lot of them do single target abilities, especially the Fire one and the Wind one, for example, who can really nuke a single target down. But if you do not have a lot of single target units and focus more on the AoE ones, she definitely won't be that good. And Daydream Ultimate, beacons nearby allies to the world of sweet dreams, and recovers their HP and removes 2 harmful effects. So instead of 1, it removes 2 harmful effects. The healing is 96.6% of max HP, so basically full heal from her max HP, and if the rest of your units have a little less, it's a guaranteed 100% heal. Applies sleep to enemies within the area with a certain chance, and applies irresistible sleep. If the enemy target is asleep, deals fixed damage based on the target's max HP. Okay, so the damage is 20% fixed damage, so that means it ignores defense and everything like that. It just straight up takes 20% of HP out. The sleep is the same length, so 14 seconds on enemies and 7 on her. Yeah, but just similar to the third skill, I am not a big fan of sleep, since it is very easy to uh, just screw up your combo and accidentally wake up someone by not switching a target. So she is a decent healer. She can strip, but for a nat 5, I do not think she is that good of a unit. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Perhaps she will get a buff in the future, but for now, she's not looking too great, in my opinion. The wind one, the basic skill is the same. Second skill, Fate of Destruction, attacks the enemy target and applies bomb. Team summon against 1 mana if the attack critically hits. So the bomb explodes after 10 seconds. It stuns for 3.5 seconds after explodes, of course. And if she critically hits, the summoner will gain 1 mana. Based on the build you have to give for her, I think that a critical hit mana increase will be very situational, and it shouldn't be something you really focus on, but rather try to maximize the damage from the bomb. The bomb itself has 1176% multiplier and has 60% depth penetration, so that's pretty comparable to a lot of big nukers, especially like the Wind Raven. And yeah, the bombs itself I'm not a big fan of, since you have to wait 10 seconds, and those bombs can be easily cleansed. However, this might be a little easier with the third skill, since she attacks the enemies within the area, so AoE attack, and explodes all bombs if the targets have one. Additionally, applies skill deceleration. So yeah, if you want to make use of the combo, she will need to be a soul linked unit, and you are essentially looking at using the second skill 2 times and then blowing it up with the third skill. Since both second and third skill have 3 mana cost, you are able to pull this combo with 9 mana. So yeah, this definitely decent combo. However, you might need to get some attack buff for those bombs to do more damage. So another thing with bombs is you do need enemies to not have any buffs or have a stripper available. So they may need a little setup. However, if you are able to pull off the bomb on, or even 2 bombs actually, on a target with no beneficial effects or immunity or whatever can block those, you're potentially looking at a guaranteed kill. And even better than that, she also has an amazing ultimate. So attacks the enemies within the area 3 times. The first and second hits apply bomb, and the last hit explodes the bomb if the target has one. Apply skilled acceleration to the target affected by the explosion. Yeah, so it applies the bomb with a 90% chance, and it applies it twice. The bomb itself has 1646 multiplier, so that's even higher than the second skill. And yeah, instant explosion and skill deceleration, I'll address that in a second. So if you have an ultimate and if the enemy does not have any buffs, there's a chance that you could pull off an insane combo of planting 3 bombs and then pulling the ultimate off. Yeah, so you're potentially looking at a lot of bombs, maybe even up to 10, 9 to 10 bombs over the explosion. Yeah, so this unit is definitely the best oracle out of the 3 elemental ones. And yeah, definitely a pretty useful unit. However, it does need a decent setup, so it will be a bit hard to pull off unless you're fighting a specific team with no buffs. And the skill deceleration, so just lowers the cooldown regen speed. Level 1 is around the third slower. Okay. Now for the light oracle, her base skill is of course the same as well. The second skill, similar to the fire and water one, is passing time, so I'm not gonna read it again. It basically strips the buff 3 times, and this time it applies bleed, so it's the same damage over time, just a different variation of it. The third skill, start and end, links the start and end to remove a harmful effect on nearby allies and applies continuous recovery, then applies invincibility to nearby team members. So it cleanses 1 debuff, level 1 continuous recovery for 20 seconds and invincible for 6 seconds at max level. So this is definitely a way better Chloe in my opinion. It does lack the heal on the second skill, but the continuous recovery sort of makes up for it on the third skill in my opinion. And the invincibility lasts, I think it's like 2 seconds longer, and it also cleanses a debuff, so you have a chance to cleanse those. For example, if you have an effect that blocks beneficial effects, that will not prevent you from getting the invincibility and the recovery. So definitely a very decent support unit from what it seems. And the ultimate circulates the start and end to remove all harmful effects on nearby allies and applies continuous recovery, then invincibility. So yeah, the same invincibility for 6 seconds. This time it removes all effects. So yeah, if you have 2 or more, even that will be an even better skill than compared to the third one, and continuous recovery level 2 this time. So for reference, that will be for the third skill, it will be 3.5% of max HP healing and for the level 2 is 4.5% max healing. So if you let that heal fully work, level 2 you are looking at a 90% max HP heal. For the level 1 it is a 20 seconds, so that is a 70% max HP healing, so definitely good potential to heal up to full in most cases. And yeah, so very support like unit, like there's no option here for doing damage, since multipliers are pretty low and two of her skills are solely focused on support, and her second skill is a strip, so sort of also a utility slash support unit. So yeah, definitely a decent unit. I wouldn't say it's something game breaking, but it's also definitely not weak. And now let's jump into the dark one. So first skill the same. The second skill is actually a little different here. So twist time to attack the enemies within 3 areas, and each hit has a certain chance to this time remove 2 beneficial effects. It increases the skill cooldown of Fate of Destruction, that is the third skill, if the target doesn't have beneficial effects. So 70% chance, same chance, but it removes 2 effects, so even more strips if you are dealing against those buff heavy teams. And if the target has no beneficial effects, you decrease the cooldown by 1.5 seconds, and keep in mind that this is an AoE skill, so if you do hit all 4 targets, so the summoner and all 3 units, you are looking at a 6 seconds decrease 3 times, so 18 seconds decrease in total if the enemies have no buffs. So this unit is useful to bring into your team even if the enemy does not have buffs, as it will basically decrease the cooldown of this by what, like 75%. And speaking of third skill, applies bomb to 2 enemies, stuns if the target doesn't have a beneficial effect, and reset. Yeah, as I was saying, applies bomb to 2 enemies, stuns if the target. So the bomb explodes after 10 seconds. The bomb multiplier is very similar to the Ciara's one, so 1176. Stuns for 3.5 seconds. The stun is irresistible, by the way. And if the target has no beneficial effects, it also decreases cooldown of passing time by 100%. Yeah, so potentially, from what I'm seeing, she's a unit that should be used in your other 2 slots, not as soul length ones, since she's able to cycle cooldowns a lot, and you simply won't be able to keep up with the mana cost for it if you were to do it in a soul length slot. But yeah, you're potentially looking at using both of your skills every 6 seconds as long as the enemies have no beneficial effects. And so your combo would be applying 2 bombs. You get 100% beneficial effect removed here. You are able to strip. If you do not strip anything, this goes down to 6 seconds. And once you use this skill is available again, so you'll be able to cycle both skills every 6 seconds, and that bombs will keep stacking, and yeah, she looks like the best Oracle by far. Very similar to what the Fire Vampire looks like. So once you start your acceleration going, you are super hard to stop, and she will be planting bombs every 6 seconds. Of course, it's based on the AI, as the AI might fuck up a bit, but yeah, the cooldown cycling is insane on this unit. And the ultimate attacks enemies within the area. First, it removes 2 beneficial effects. Second, he stuns. If the target doesn't have a beneficial effect, the last hit applies a resistible bomb. So it seems like both of these skills combine, so definitely pretty decent skill as well, but not much different from those. So yeah, you can read through the modifiers there, and I have to go for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and peace.